Would you rather go on a date with Fat Buu or marry Bibadi?
I don't want to marry Lance Armstrong's left nutsack. Thank you. As far as how I create the characters, too, of how some of them can be really, really close to what they actually look like, but all of them will always have boobs. So I make sure that happens because I'm like, listen, they are on display. And that's how I get people to stop. And I hope for them to stay with my comedy. I will
Sure, yeah.
type in, like, let's say Android 18 cosplay or Android 18 audios, and I will see what's available. Or certain
Mm.
things that just randomly on my For You page, I'm like, you know what? I see this connecting with this character, and I organize it into
Mm.
folders. So you
Nice.
can create folders on TikTok, and I have it organized by character. So when I'm ready to film, I go to that, and that's how I'm able to keep myself organized.
Show me someone with a process, and I'll show you someone who makes progress. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that you have the folders and you're processing, and yeah, that's awesome. And then speaking of your content, going through your videos and the reels, like the freezer pop your pee was so funny. The Zarban voice acting under pressure was hilarious. And the Brawley being a weirdo was I just again, it just feels very backstages. I know you mentioned like WWE intro, and I think I'm just linking that to that. It just feels very backstages regarding these characters from such serious settings, as it were. And then you almost like drawing the curtain, almost like, the Wizard of Oz kind of thing, where you actually see who they are. So I really love like your audio play or just the characters and the audio matching and just you acting it out as well, which all kind of just blends to make such a great package. In terms of like your acting and maybe getting into the character, does that come from, like you say, your love for Dragon Ball Z and knowing who the character is? I know you mentioned, oh, you hear something you like, I know that's for that character kind of thing.
Oh, God. To be honest, it's just my inner monologue of if they were to be foolish, and in my version of foolishness, this is how I would create it. And that's where
Hmm.
you kind of also see, as far as how I create the characters too, of how some of them can be really, really close to what they actually look like, but all of them will always have boobs. So I make sure that happens because I'm like, listen, they are on display. And that's how I get people to stop. And I hope for them to stay with my comedy. At least
Yeah.
that's what I hope. So there are certain things where I want them to make more girlier versions, more feminine, and then it's like with Nappa, it's just fully Nappa but with boobs, and
Mm,
the same thing with my Krillin and things like that. It's just for what I see in the character in the moment, and it's always flexible to being changed.
hmm.
So I definitely think a lot of the acting is more of just my foolish personality coming out. And so when it is more serious characters, that's almost sometimes harder for me because I'm a very expressive person. And things like with Nappa and my Goku and him just being a dingbat for a lot of those just come a lot more naturally to me.
Hmm.
So I think it's just me putting my own sparkle to it.
Yeah, yeah. No, and you definitely do it. It definitely shines through. Very funny, very hilarious. The Hercule ones. I mean, Hercule's a funny character anyway. We'll get into Dragon Ball Z, but yeah, they're all just really hilarious, and I really enjoyed it. And we'll link your podcast, not podcast, sorry. We'll link your Instagram and TikTok into the show notes as well. Now, I know you do a lot of cosplay, as you mentioned. What is because I looked through your catalog. I love the Android 21 one, especially with the Candy song, because I love that song as well. You mentioned some of your favorites. What is one which you didn't like that you did once and you're like, you know what, this is just not me, and then I'm not going to do it again?
See, that's tough. If I feel like it's not really anything that it's not really me, it's more
Mm.
of like this was a pain in the royal patoots. I don't want to have to do this to myself again. Like I've told myself I wouldn't do King Kai more than once because
Hmm.
doing the bald cap on top of an actual really crappy bald cap, that's how I made the hat,
Mm.
and with the paint, and then I actually had to use like a glue gun to put on the whiskers
Wow.
and have that kind of be three-dimensional. So I got on parchment paper, I glued on the little weird catfish droops on his face, and then I put that on, and to make it it was just so much. That and Dodoria, that I did once, I would never do again. I wasn't as thrilled with the type of bodysuit I had at the time. This was before I discovered
Mm.
that they make stocking bodysuits, and this one was like a lot more thicker material. From here up, I loved it,
Mhm.
and but it was such a pain with the bald cap and getting the spikes to stick in right. It was just like, oh God. So I was glad that Dodoria showed a very small amount when it came
Mm.
to Team Four Star and Dragon Ball Z Abridged, because I think I got majority of it done. So I was like, good enough. So nothing that I don't really connect with the character, because I pretty much just do the characters that I want. I may have people in the comments or send me messages saying, well, I would love it if you do this character. I flat out tell people, I'm like, I'm really not familiar with that one right now. So if I'm not connecting with it, I'm not looking it up, and it's not something that I know, I don't want to
Mm.
just to do it. I want it to be something that if I was to watch the series later, because sometimes I do watch things that people suggest and I'm like, holy crap, I love this. But if I'm not familiar with it, I'm not as interested, and I'm not going to do it just to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's very important, right? You're being your authentic self, because people
Yeah.
always will see through that. So no, that's fair enough. What is the one
Yeah.
that's taken the longest? Because like I imagine the Android 21 with the whole, you literally bathed yourself in pink, like, and maybe that didn't take that long. But what is like one of the longest ones that you've done in terms of getting ready for a cosplay?
That was certainly one of them, and that's why I was so glad I killed two birds with one stone with that one, or as TikTok says, I unalived one.
Mm.
But so silly. I With that one, I got a photo shoot done with that, and then afterwards I went home and filmed it. So I wouldn't have to get in that all over again. It was a but I loved how the photos turned out. I drove a distance because um Pete Foster, like, I was so glad that he wanted to do, my craziness with me, because not every photographer is like
Yeah,
interested in doing these kinds of things. They're like, nah, that's weird, fam. You do you, but I ain't doing it. This doesn't represent my brand. But it's
yeah,
fine, just like if, like I said earlier, if it's not something that I would do, it just doesn't fit me. So I totally respect it. So I drove probably like an hour and a half to this guy, but he's worth it. He's great, and we did it in his studio. It was also the same studio I did my Michael Myers photo shoot. I didn't really show or do videos of that, but it was a couples photo shoot Larry and I did, where we were dressed as this,
nice.
and we
Yeah.
did it as a couples photo shoot, and we loved it. But yeah, doing the pictures, that was one where I did discover a stocking suit because it looked like my real skin. What you couldn't tell, and that was just a miracle. I just
Mm.
couldn't turn around because there was a big hole in the back, and I'm like, that's where it shows. But yeah, with the pink, the contacts, the fangs, the wig styling,
Mm.
it was a lot, and trying to get the nails to stay on throughout the whole process. But I get to look back at it once I finally rip it all off and shower, and then I get to go back and look at my videos, look at my photos, and I'm like, these are sick. It's always worth it to me.
If you could design an outfit for any Dragon Ball Z character, or Super, or Dragon Ball, who would it be and why?
So my mind goes to two places.
Mm-hmm.
One, and I wish I could think of this off the top of the head what it was called, but it was a year or two ago. There was somebody who it was a really prominent video of where somebody did a reanimation of um, Goku and Chi Chi about to fight each other for the first time, and now Broly all of a sudden steps in, as well as Vegeta, and how they designed Vegeta as a prince. Like, they had him have a cape, and do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah,
And he
we
had a
had him on
little
our
like
show.
gold head,
L-
like a little
Legend.
headpiece on. I'm like, that was so cute. I loved it. I'm like, yeah, he needs a little hair tie, a gold hair tie like that. I'm like,
Are
yes,
you talking
I
about
loved it.
Legend? Are you talking
Yes,
about Legend? Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah, 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 yeah. We had
Oh my
the
god.
creator Nas on our show. Yeah, yeah. It was insane.
No
It was
way.
insane. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We had him on our show, and he talks about how, they designed. But yeah, it was insane, right? It was so good. It was so,
That
so
was
good.
one for sure. The only other one is, so one thing that was popular on my channel was I did an Android 18 and Cell Perfect Cell Fusion instead. of instead of like him absorbing 18, it's like what if they did the fusion dance?
Mm-hmm.
And the bottoms were fine. The top was falling apart because it was just a one and done. So I am trying to redo that and I want to make it better. So this is actually my first time, and as I'm actually using this as a prop right now, I got a sewing machine for Christmas. I'm going to learn to sew. I want to be better. And so one of the things I have had laughs, let's just say, of all the times I've screwed up. So it's like I'm trying to like have this as the base and I have green sleeves and I actually have a zipper on the back. I put the zipper in inside out and had to redo it, but that's okay. I'm trying to redo and attach the sleeves. I'm trying to make this more an upgrade because I really liked the general concept, but I want to rebuild it. I want to actually get more into cosplay foam and have um like I just want to redo it and revamp it and trying to make it better.
It blows my mind in terms of just like we've always said, I really want to cosplay. Right? The best I've done is a Naruto headband, and people say it counts, so I'll take it. But
It does.
I admire, like you were talking there, and it's just like the thought, the creativity. Like I'm gonna get a sewing machine, I'm gonna do this, I've got a sleeve, and I'm just like, oh my, I feel overwhelmed. Like where do I start? Do I just get a one jump shoot, or do I just, I don't know. I need to figure out. We always say that I'll try and do the my co-host would do the be Nappa and I would be Vegeta because he's tall and bald and I'm like short. Well, I say short, 5'8", but I don't know how I'm gonna do the spiky hair though. I'm not sure.
God, yeah, that's also why I am going to try with wig styling too. It is hard. And that's
Mm,
also why the same applies for you for what I was just talking about. Looking and seeing how other people are doing it, that it's like, okay, I actually have seen this article of clothing. Maybe I can just like switch the top so it, or, like just
mm.
change this a little bit to look like, say, an armor. Like you don't have to necessarily needing how to sew and use cosplay foam. Like I didn't do that in the beginning at all. And I am still scared of this damn machine. Every time I use it, I'm just like, it is incredibly intimidating. And at the same time, it's like we weren't born knowing this. It's like the only way I'm going to learn is if I do it. And I have to laugh at myself along the way. Like when I was making this sleeve, I was sewing and sewing, and I'm like, why do I feel like I'm sewing more? I turned this into a pillow because I sewed up the shoulder. And then I had the other thing where I sewed the straps this way, and I was like, oh, Jesus. But it's just the way it is, and that's why I've been trying to capture those moments too. So when it is done, I'll be like, let me tell you how much I failed with this because this is not easy, and it's okay. Certain things you're going to be
Mm.
surprised. You're like, oh, that actually worked, or like, nope, and you just keep going. But it is
It's a
very, very
process
fun.
for
Mm-hmm.
sure, for sure. So I'm going to ask you some theoretical would you rather questions regarding Dragon Ball Z. Would you rather go on
Ooh.
a date with Fat Buu or marry Babidi?
I don't want to marry Lance Armstrong's left nutsack. Thank you. Uh, no, thank you. Debated on doing a cosplay on that, and I'm like, nah, I'm going to get flagged. I just
Uh,
have to blur the top of my head, the hair and everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, definitely go on a date with Boo, because at least he'll get order lots of dessert. Maybe he'll let me have some.
Mm.
That would
Don't
be
think so.
nice. Plus, there was
Oh
that time.
god.
So there was that time in the early Blue Saga before, he, quote unquote turned good, where he was flying around and he was like, lady, do you think Boo's sexy? And he was able to
Yeah, yeah,
rearrange
yeah,
his
yeah,
face.
yeah.
So I was just like, just do that and it'll be fine.
That was a good
So
voice as well. That was a great voice.
I don't know how I did that either, to be honest.
Oh my god! I literally, when you said that, it took me back. And then he does this line, like kind of like Chad voice, like "Ho ho, look at me!" And then the woman screams like "Ah!" And then he's like, "You mean?" Oh
Turned her into
gosh,
chocolate.
yeah. Kid Goten or Kid Trunks? You can only save one. Who are you saving?
Oh fuck. There it is. It's like there's that part of you, if you were to think about multiple layers, it's like, well, if you think about it in the future, Trunks, he has a miserable life. Maybe I just put him out of his misery. But I love Trunks. I adore him. So I couldn't do that. So sorry, Go Tanks. You're not that interesting to me. They Go Tanks. 10. Yeah,
Goten,
no,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can.
Fair enough. All right.
Oh,
Who would you rather do a collab with, Frieza or Zarbon?
oh my God, Zarbon. Hell yeah. So this is on my Patreon. So I think I sent you that link because that's how I'm able to stay alive. Please, it's my
Yes.
Patreon, and I did a whole series on Zarbon foolishness. It's actually from. Are you familiar with Devil Artemis on YouTube? Oh God, so that is another. So Kagi is actually also part of like Team Four Star and connected with them. So after they were done, doing the main version of Team Four Star and all those videos, he started to do his own thing,
Mm-hmm.
and he is such funny stuff. So I did a lot of audios of that. There was lots of Diddy and baby oil references. There was D&D night where he wanted to F the dragon. I did all of those. So definitely Zarbon would be freaking hilarious. At least the Devil Artemis one. Oh,
Yeah.
no, Frieza would scare the crap out of me. Absolutely not.
My dear. Who do you think's more big? Who do you think's a bigger diva, Frieza or Zarbon?
I think Frieza, to be honest. There's different kinds of divas. He's a different diva. He's like
Yeah,
Mariah Carey level diva. He's got to have it his way, or you're done.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's my
You're
answer
right.
for sure.
The way he treats his, I wouldn't even call them subordinates, but the way he just treats his henchmen, they're dead if they don't, please him or say a wrong thing. They breathe. He might kill them. No, you're absolutely right. I definitely think he would be the bigger diva for sure. For sure. You have scored a ticket to the finals of the World Martial Arts Tournament. Who are you taking and why?
First of all, that sounds terrifying. Only because you've seen what's happened to audience members sometimes. I'm like, oh, do I want to go? Or
Do you know what? That's a
I'll
good
just be
point.
standing at a hill and being like, this is sick. So that's what I would
Okay,
want to
maybe
do.
let's do Dragon Ball then, because Dragon Ball Z is gonna be way too. Yeah, Dragon Ball in
Yes,
Dragon Ball before the beams and stuff. Yeah, who you taking?
it's hard to say because if they weren't going to participate, I definitely want to sit between Master Roshi and Oolong for your exact reasons that you mentioned. I'm like, I need to
Yeah,
hear their side
yeah.
banter. I need their commentary. I need that so bad.
Facts, absolute facts. Almost a good audience member as well. The way like
I
she
thought
gets
about that.
involved. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Chi as well. I remember when Goten and
Mm-hmm.
Trunks were
They were going
fighting and
at it.
they were going at it. Oh gosh. Okay, no, that's I like that.
These are good questions. I like
If you could transport any anime character from any anime you've seen into Dragon Ball's universe, which character would you transport into the Dragon Ball universe?
Android 17 because I just want to see them in person.
Oh, I mean, sorry, not into our world. Sorry, apologies. From say, like you
Oh.
mentioned, it could be someone from Danganronpa. It could be from someone from there into
Yeah.
Dragon Ball,
Oh, like kind of
or
doing
vice
this
versa.
anime fusion.
Yeah, like if you could take someone from that world and bring into Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super or whatever, or it could be any
The
anime
gag
you've seen.
episode from. Yeah, I just immediately thought of the gag episode when they're having Arale in Dragon Ball Super and she freaking flung Vegeta into Kingdom Come. So that's what I thought of. That was so funny. Just because of the power similarities.
Yeah,
I think the main dude
maybe
from
someone
One
from
Punch
Dan
Man,
Dan.
which I just call him
One,
Super Caillou.
yes,
He
yes,
does. Having him with
yeah.
Goku, I would think that would be really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I won't start that heated debate just because it is a heated debate in the community, but
And
I am Team One Punch Man. But anyway, yeah. I love Goku, and it's just more so the way he's written. But yeah, we won't go into that. I know people are just like type in the comments, no, he cannot. But hey, just my opinion. Uh, and then last question regarding Dragon Ball Z: what are your hopes for the future for Dragon Ball or the franchise? I know obviously Toriyama's passed, and we've got Daima, but I guess like, is there any kind of yeah, just what are your hopes for the future of the Dragon Ball franchise?
Yeah, I think it goes a couple of ways. It's, with obviously Akira Toriyama not being here anymore and,
Mm,
creating more, content for us. The problem is it's like, okay, if people are trying to continue its legacy, I hope that it stays to how it is and doesn't go too far off the rails, because then the other option, it's like, chop it while it's down, chop it while it's good. We don't need to continue to make things go on, just because as much as I would love, like, because people are like, oh, what's your favorite? Dragon Ball Z, Kai, Super, and it's like, I'm just happy to have it, man.
mm,
And so, but if it's way too far off the rails, it's like, no, don't make this like Supernatural where it went for an extra 10 seasons. It didn't need to. So, I think it depends on where it goes for me, but I would hope that it would continue to grow and blossom and be
absolutely.
amazing, but we don't know what the future entails.
And
Yeah.
would you like to see maybe kind of like a backstory kind of series? And if so, who would you like to, backstory would you like to see?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. Probably when I thought at the beginning, like Android 16, there's just something about him
Mm,
where I'm like,
yeah.
I would just like to know a little bit more about that character. There's just something, I feel like there could be more, an in-depth
Mm,
version of him for sure.
no, for sure. I would love to I don't know, we kind of see a bit in Dragon Ball, but I'd really love to see Master Roshi's backstory. I think
Hmm.
yeah, I think he's lived a good life.
Yeah,
And so I'd love to see
that's
what
a good one too.
yeah, for sure. We have some Discord questions, so I'm just going to grab these quickly, quickly. If you could do any new generation or classic anime, as in you could no, if you could redo, sorry, if you could redo any new generation or classic anime, what would you choose to redo?
Oh God, that's very tough. Because it's like, I feel like this is a tough question for me because with my personality, it's like, okay, I have this small clump of things that I follow.
Mm,
And so there's probably a whole bunch of anime that if I knew about them, I'd be like that
mm,
one. But
yeah,
my circle is still small. Where the ones that I have mentioned, I'm like, but I like them the way that they are.
fair
So
enough.
it's hard to say, you know?
No,
Oh,
no, it's fine.
I don't know if I
Absolutely
have an
fine.
answer to that one. I'm
No,
sorry,
no,
but
no, it's absolutely
I ain't
fine.
gonna make up one.
Another question we had is what? No, definitely don't. What is your cosplay dream team if you were isekai'd into a random anime world?
First, you gotta have the classic Jessica Negri. I'm no fool. And what is it? I think it's Baby No Money recently was doing a Sonic collab with her, and I was just like, ooh, and he did a great job. He's got awesome music. I'm just trying to learn more about him. I don't know too much, but I from what I've seen of him, I'm like, oh, this is sick. Um, and but I love my small town peeps though, that we're
Hmm.
all trying to grow together. I have that one Law 37. We've been friends for a while doing Dragon Ball stuff together. Wonder Caro, she does a lot of Dragon Ball stuff with me, as well as Lady Loki, Yo-Yo Boo. I have my friend Andrew, which I actually, it was the one and only person that was a TikTok friend where we got to meet in person. He freaking flew all the way over here and we made content together. That was the one I posted with my final form Frieza and doing stuff with him.
Hmm.
Like that was amazing. That was so much fun. And so it doesn't always have to be the big like famous ones, but it
Yep.
also
Yep.
just loving to have the people that you connect with all in a room. Oh, and Alaska. Oh my God, she's amazing. I There's so many people that keep popping into my mind now, but the people that I've just collabed with and done little duets with, I would love to have them all in a room. That would be amazing.
And I know, like I saw the Team Four star Nappa. I can't remember what she was. Was she Vegeta? And you were like
Yeah, Lady
side by
Loki.
side, and yes, yes, that was really good. How often do
Hmm.
you, in terms of collaborations, is that something you seek out and to do like on a regular basis?
Yeah, so not really. It's just if an idea strikes, I just do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a very small amount,
Mm,
but there's been talks of doing certain things here or there. Sometimes they go through and sometimes they don't. So like when I did my big video of Team Four Stars, I'll make a man out of you. Like that was supposed to be done a year and a half ago. But it can be hard getting as many people as you can to, film these things. And I know how it is with my schedule. It's like, oh, I really want you to do this
mm,
character. And I'm like, I just finished filming that one and I'm not going to do that for a while. I have this schedule I follow. So it can be hard. And I understand. I was just happy that it happened anyway. So it
mm.
doesn't happen for me as much, but when it does, it makes my heart
Magic.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much for sharing. Thank you so much. To end the show, we always have our super quick fire round. So, this is an either or question. So, if I ask you Nintendo or PlayStation, you would say,
Nintendo.
yeah. So that's the aim of the game. So 3, 2, 1. Are you a morning or night person?
Probably morning, as much as I hate saying that. So,
Goten or Trunks?
uh,
I think you
yeah,
said this already. Yeah.
yeah, Trunks.
Yeah. Goku or Vegeta?
Vegeta.
Krillin or Yamcha?
I'm just too much of an F boy. So probably
Beerus.
Krillin.
Why is Yamcha always getting it from every side of the universe? Even like you seen the celebrities doing the creator pose and everything, and I was like, poor Yamcha. Oh man. So there was a post, I can't remember, it was a blog or something. Someone said Toriyama hates Yamcha. I'm like, I mean, I liked him in Dragon Ball. Then I don't know, I think Toriyama just kind of nerfed him in Dragon Ball Z, and yeah, since then it's kind of been like downhill for him. But yeah, poor guy indeed. Beerus or Master Roshi?
As far as what is or, and and it depends. It's like if I
Yeah, I know.
um
Gotta choose one though.
I know probably Roshi. Even though I'd have to wear a chastity belt to protect myself, but I would probably him.
That's funny. Where was I? Yeah. Bulma or Chi-Chi?
It's got to be Bulma because she got that money, honey. I know Chi Chi's a good cook,
Mm,
and I'm lazy, but I could pay for good food, damn it.
you can. Namek or King Kai's planet?
Ooh. The King Kai's planet, it's small, so it's nice and not overwhelming, but I'd probably go Namekian planet. I think that's pretty damn dope. But like the colors of it, the scheme and everything, I
Mm.
just think that's really cool.
Um, Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
I know, it always depends on what your mood is. I gotta go with Dragon Ball Z.
TikTok or Instagram?
Yeah. I'm like, as much as TikTok has the things that drive me crazy, that's where I met most of my friends. So I gotta choose
Cool. Saitama or Broly?
probably Broly,
Manga or anime?
probably anime.
Pokemon or Digimon?
Pokemon. I did watch a lot of that. Like I got into it in middle school a lot,
Mm.
and I thought it was great. Now they have way too damn much Pokemon to keep even up with. I wasn't as much into Digimon as much, so I'd probably say Pokemon.
Fair play. The last song you listened to?
It's a great question. Don't ask me why I was doing this, but I think the last song, um, oh Jesus. Do you know the band Ramstein? Oh my. I got into them about eighth grade and I still love them to pieces. And
Wow.
they
Okay.
finally released an album in 2019. And you're going to have to blur this out, but I was listening to the song. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's an interesting song. You listen to it and you're like, oh, but man, I love them so much.
Oh gosh, no worries. Last anime film you watched?
Like a full on film. Oh, I haven't watched a full on film one in a long time. I would probably say it was the superhero movie,
Mm,
the Dragon
yeah.
Ball Super.
Uh, K-pop or hip hop?
Oh, I'm That's dependent on what mood I'm in. My playlist is all over the place. I am really getting into some certain K-pop bands where I'm like, ooh, like baby metal, good as hell. Um, but I gotta go with hip hop. Like that's more of what I'm familiar with.
Play. 17 or 18?
I think she's such a badass, though. I gotta go with 18.
Yeah, nice. And then finally,
She's
what would you
inspiring.
say to your younger self if she was listening today?
It's all right that you're a dork. It's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes growing up, I was just and it just never left me. Sorry, mom, couldn't get rid of it because she wanted me to have friends and stuff, and I struggled. I had a variety of reasons, and I've talked about it in my videos. I I had a speech impediment, I had auditory processing disorder, and so I was socially awkward, and it was hard making friends and stuff. And so she tried to make sure I wasn't so much of a dork so I could actually have a chance. But I've connected and made such amazing friends that even my family tells me all this time, like,
Mm.
wow, your friend group is so awesome. I'm like, I know, and you try to squash that. So poo on you. So there's nothing wrong with being a dork. Just a right timers.
Absolutely not. And I love that because we went to a convention once. I say once. I found one time in yeah, but we went to a convention and there was this mom who she didn't understand why her daughter liked anime. She just couldn't get it. So she goes to the convention with her daughter and then she gets on a microphone in one of these panel sessions and she says, "I get it. Like I see she's completely in her environment. She has friends. She's making friends. I couldn't understand, but I completely understand it now. And I'm just so happy for my daughter." And it was so moving. It was so moving. And I think we've said it before. Anime is it almost like it appeals to the people who feel like other in that
Mm-hmm.
sense in terms of the bracket. I know it's getting a lot more mainstream now, but definitely back in the day, like you like anime, you're a dork, you're a geek, you're a
Yeah.
nerd, kind of thing. So no, it was just beautiful to hear, and I'm just loving that everyone can find their own quote unquote dork tribe. Because I don't care if you're the cool kid or whatever, you're still kind of like whatever. We're all dorks in that sense, just in specific specific niches, as it were. Or we're all cool in that sense, just in specific niches, as it were. So I love that answer. So thank you so much. Oh, I know this. Click on the next video before he lets it off. Impeccable form, by the way. And the Hunter x Hunter drip is get out of there. It's still there though. Yes, but in his mind, it's gone.